Meta Connect has arrived, and we've finally got all the information about the Quest 3 that we've been waiting for. This video is going to discuss all of the stats, features and specifications of the Meta Quest 3 to see how they compare with the Quest 2, Quest Pro and Pico 4. And most importantly, I'll be sharing my thoughts on whether the Quest 3 is a good headset to buy, either for first-time VR users or as an upgrade. I'm Andrew from VR Lowdown, and let's get stuck in. There was a lot of information we already knew about the Quest 3, but we learned a lot at Meta Connect, and there were quite a few surprises regarding the technical specifications and the features that are coming to Quest 3. The Quest 3 is upgraded in almost every respect compared to Quest 2, and now features pancake lenses, dual LCD panels, a resolution of 2064 by 2208 per eye, a wider FOV, and double the processing power of the Quest 2, thanks to the new Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2 processor. The Quest 3 starts shipping on October the 10th, 2023, and is available in two models: a 128GB model for $499 or £480, and a 512GB model for $650 or £620. Both models come with a copy of Asgard's Wrath 2 for free, and the 512GB model also comes with a 6-month subscription to Meta Quest Plus, which will give you access to 2 games from the Quest library every month. Whilst the Quest 3 was obviously going to exceed the Quest 2 in terms of specifications, particularly as the Quest 2 is now 3 years old, it's more interesting to compare it to other competing headsets, such as the Pico 4 and the Quest Pro. I fully expected the Quest 3 to have a lower resolution, FOV, and peak clarity in terms of pixels per degree than the Pico 4, but it actually looks like it's going to exceed the Pico 4 in terms of peak clarity and FOV. And this is really good news for anybody that's thinking of picking up a Quest 3. Although the Quest 3 is going to lack eye and face tracking, it's going to offer greater visual clarity and considerably better processing power than the Quest Pro. And considering the base model costs half the price of the Quest Pro, it looks like Quest 3 is going to be a pretty easy headset to recommend. If you're enjoying this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and pressing the like button on this video. It really does help my channel grow, and it's really appreciated. Aside from better specifications and more VR goodness, Quest 3 is really pushing mixed reality content too. I'd have to admit that it's taken me a while to build enthusiasm for the MR features of Quest 3, as I assumed the tech was still a bit immature. However, the demos I've seen from the Meta Connect presentation and earlier demos over the last few months have actually given me a lot of confidence that it should provide a lot of fun and might also be quite useful. One element that they introduced at Meta Connect was a system called Augments, where you can place virtual objects in your room that will persist over time and play sessions, allowing you to put virtual pictures on your wall or virtual decorations in your home. They also showed off a system where you can put a portal or a launch widget for your games and apps around your home. They gave an example how you could place a workout app in an area of your home where you normally exercise, so you can access it easily every time you put your Quest 3 on. Another cool example was being able to put virtual games like Demio or the soon-to-be-launched Lego Bricktales on a real table in your home and play it whilst retaining awareness of your physical space. I think this goes a really long way towards making Quest 3 a more social, less isolating headset than the Quest 2, letting you enjoy virtual content while remaining in your real space. There is no need to set up your physical play space with a Guardian boundary, as the headset uses the front-facing RGB cameras and depth sensor to map your room, allowing you to use your physical space in its entirety. Features within your room can also become part of the game, using walls and windows to project MR content onto and using furniture as obstacles within your game. I do think mixed reality is at a really early stage, but I definitely feel that the Quest 3 is finally going to move us into a situation where it's genuinely useful and fun to use, and hopefully future headsets are able to build on this significantly. The one area of the Meta Connect presentation where I was a little underwhelmed was the games that are coming with the Quest 3. Although there are a number of new games coming out over the next few months, including Asgard's Wrath 2, Ghostbusters VR, Lego Bricktales, and Assassin's Creed Nexus, I'm still waiting for Meta to blow me away with the kind of AAA content that we get on console and PC. Although there were no pleasant surprises in terms of games, the Quest library of content does grow larger every year, and there is already a ton of content available to play. Many Quest 2 games are getting substantial free graphical updates for the Quest 3 hardware, and these look genuinely impressive. In addition to VR games and mixed reality content, Quest 3 is also going to let you pull up a virtual screen to enjoy 2D media, and they've partnered with a number of media companies to offer live sports and TV within the Quest 3 ecosystem. They showed the example of being able to watch live NBA via NBA Game Pass on a large virtual screen on your Quest 3, and I think this looks pretty cool, and I'll be keen to try it out. In addition, Meta showed off the ability to take a virtual seat courtside at sports events to be able to enjoy live sports as if you were physically attending the event. I've long felt that this could be a killer app for VR once the quality of the visual experience is sufficiently good to make the experience more enjoyable than watching sports on TV. I would be the first one to pay for a subscription to watch my favourite team playing every week from the comfort of a virtual seat in the stadium. Accessories. Just like for the Quest 2, there is an optional Elite strap and also an Elite strap with battery. For the first time, you can also buy coloured facial interfaces and head straps, with a blue and orange colour being the two for sale at present. I think these look great, and if I hadn't already ordered the Elite strap, I would definitely pick up a coloured one. Overall, I'm really pleased with what Meta has produced with Quest 3, and I have, of course, already pre-ordered mine for delivery on launch day. I've gone for the 512GB model, but I think most people will be absolutely fine with the 128GB model. I had some reservations about the inclusion of a fabric head strap by default again, but multiple people who have already tried the headset have reported that it feels much more comfortable and lighter due to the weight of the headset being closer to your head. This makes sense as the Quest 3 is 40% thinner than the Quest 2, so it will inevitably feel less bulky and heavy to wear. I have still ordered the new Elite strap with battery, as I intend on putting in some long sessions with the Quest 3. The battery life at about 2 hours is not dramatically different than the Quest 2. And to be honest, with the amount of third-party battery accessories, this isn't even much of a problem. For particularly long sessions, you can just swap external batteries and keep playing as long as you want. The optical stack on Quest 3 isn't dramatically different from the Quest Pro, but this is a good thing, as the visuals on Quest Pro are fantastic, and the additional bump in resolution that the Quest 3 brings means visual clarity should be improved, as evidenced by the increase in pixels per degree to 25. Meta Quest 3 starts shipping on October the 10th, and I can't wait until mine arrives and I can get down to testing it and sharing my experiences with you. Overall, I fully expected the Quest 3 to be a really solid headset, and I expected to be able to recommend it to people who were looking for a first VR headset and to a lot of people looking for an upgrade from the Quest 2. However, I didn't expect it to win on most metrics against other standalone headsets, particularly the Pico 4. I really did think that the Pico 4 would still win out in the battle for visual clarity, and that's not been what's happened. I think the Quest 3 looks like it has pipped the Pico 4 at the post in terms of visual clarity, and of course with the much more powerful processor in the Quest 3, it's a much more capable headset. For anybody looking for a standalone VR headset over the next few months, I think the Quest 3 is going to be a really strong contender and probably the one you should go for. Equally, for anybody looking for a headset that they can use both as a standalone headset and a PC VR headset via USB cable or wirelessly, I think the Quest 3 is probably looking like the best option again. I think the Pico 4 is also a really strong contender if you want to play PC VR content, but the software, user interface and controller tracking just isn't quite as good as Meta's. So I think, again, I would recommend most people to think about the Quest 3. That wraps up this video about the Quest 3. I can't wait to get stuck in and start using it, trying it and testing it, and sharing what I find with you guys.